The human ability to keep track of ongoing thoughts, plans, actions, current tasks, and rapid changes around us is essential for everyday living. This ability is known as working memory, part of the mind and brain that allows us to focus on what we are doing, retain information for a short time, avoid distractions, switch from one task to another, drive on a busy motorway, or do several things at once, such as holding a conversation while preparing a meal. There are vigorous debates among scientists about what factors limit our working memory ability, and how these limits change as people move through middle age and into their older years. Understanding working memory has implications for how to help people find their way around an unfamiliar city, and how to best cope with organising the many tasks that we have to complete during the day. Now that more people are living longer, it is equally important to understand which aspects of working memory decline with age, which aspects are preserved during aging, and what approaches to working memory provide the most effective support for people to continue to live active lives in old age. The WoMAAC project is about helping fully understand how working memory works in young adults and how it changes as people get older. WoMAAC stands for Working Memory Across the Lifespan and Adversarial Collaboration. The project is unusual because it involves 3 teams of researchers from 3 different countries: USA, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, who disagree with one another about how working memory works. The teams have agreed to work together to really crack the puzzle of how we can do what we do every waking moment throughout our lives. Research Team 1 assumes that much of day-to-day cognition is automatic, but that demanding tasks, which we may encounter in novel or unusual situations, draw on a common, limited pool of mental resources. Because of this sharing of resources, one can observe conflict between tasks that are performed at the same time. For example, it is assumed that performance is compromised when one tries to keep track of what one is saying while concurrently navigating through heavy traffic in an unfamiliar city. This research team also assumes that the mental resource pool, or capacity limit, gets smaller with age, resulting in reduced performance overall and greater difficulty in coordinating multiple tasks. Research Team 2 assumes that working memory depends on how we attend to one thing or another, and that we often rapidly switch back and forth between tasks to keep track of all that we are trying to accomplish. So, we can remember information while doing something else like solving a problem, but if we spend too long on the problem, then we will forget what we were trying to remember. According to this idea, as people get older, they get slower, and because they take more time to solve a problem, then they are more likely to forget what they wanted to remember. Research Team 3 assumes that there are several different parts of working memory that can work at the same time, even if we are only aware of one thing at a time. So, we can solve problems and remember at the same time without having to swap back and forth between them. Some working memory abilities, such as remembering words and numbers, are relatively intact in healthy old age, even when doing something else at the same time, such as preparing a meal, while other abilities, such as remembering where things are and what they look like, decline throughout adulthood. Over 4 years, the research teams will carry out the same research independently in their own laboratories to see if they obtain the same results as each other and which, if any, of the 3 ideas about working memory are supported by the pattern of results. All the researchers are open-minded about the possibility that the research might generate new ideas about working memory, as well as a deeper understanding of how our mental abilities change as we age, with important implications for design of technology and our environment, and for lifelong education, training, and support in our daily lives. The researchers will be looking for volunteers to take part in the research. So, if you live near Edinburgh, Scotland, or Freiburg and Geneva in Switzerland, or Columbia, Missouri, USA, have a look at the WoMAAC website and contact us. We would love to hear from you. Wherever you live, through the website, you can keep track of progress on the project.